Okay, start with our big breath in, as always. Reaching up, over, over, and over. And it is cold and windy here. And in a very sad case of projecting what I need onto you, we're going to start a little bit more dynamically. So let's take our arms up and we're going to reach, reach, reach. So pulling down over your legs. We're going to go to butt kicks. So reach and pull. Really kick your leg back, try to reach your butt. 6 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to opposite toe touches. Woohoo. Stretch that low back. And then let's sink it down and up, up, up. And let's reach down and reach. 8, 9, 6 more. And now we're going to take it across. So reach and twist. Turn your back foot. Last 2, last 1. Come to center. Start in short stop position. Let your heart rate come down. Drop one shoulder. Drop the other. And then coming back to center, let's sink down into a squat. You can adjust your foot position. And let's go side to side. See if you can make that movement big enough. Your knees and toes are going in the same direction, that you get a calf stretch all the way out at that end, calf stretch on the other side. And you're welcome to tell me it's only because my ankles are so tight that I'm feeling it. Let's see if we can all feel it. So doubles, push into it. Stay nice and low. And let's come back to center. Let's do 6 bottoms up. So hands down to the floor. Butt goes up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hang out here. Hold on to your elbows. Let your head, neck, and shoulders relax. Nod your head yes. And shake your head no. Let all the tension go. Let's bring our hands down to the floor. One more time and we'll twist up. Rotations. Right arm up to the ceiling. Left arm up to the ceiling. 3, 4. And one more each side. Up and up. Let's come walk our feet over to the right. We might be on different sides, that's okay. We're going to rotate our feet so that we're facing the same direction to the side. And we're going to stretch that heel back and that knee forward. Then come up and stretch through your thighs. So we're going to pulse with the straight leg, pushing that heel back. And hold it there. Nice big stretch on the front of your hip. Bring your hands down. We're going to walk across to the other side. Facing the other way. And let's pulse. Knee can bend as long as you're getting a stretch. Push back through your heel. Come up if you can onto your thigh. Hands on thigh, I mean. Then bring your hands down. Walk them back to the middle. Bring your feet in just a little bit. Sink back down into that squat and see what it feels like. Let's bring our hands on our knees and roll it up. Okay. Bringing our feet back under our hips. Let's make our knee circles because we can never warm up our ankles and our lower legs enough. Good. Let's go around the other way. Let's roll our shoulders. Check in, everything's still attached. Let's plant the ball of one foot in. Let's do 5 circles one direction, 5 the other, and then we'll switch feet. And hopefully everybody's feeling warm. I'm not the only one who's been cold. 3, 4, 5, reverse. Okay. And then let's do a little prancing. Your ankles working opposite each other. Last 2. Let's bring it down. Take your feet wide. Let's do softball pitches. We have a bunch of shoulder work coming up. Just check in with how everything feels. We're starting our A's with the shoulder stability drill. 7, 1 more. So I'm not feeling the need to do an awful lot for your shoulders right now. 6 more about getting your whole body warmed up today. Last one. Let's take a big breath in and let's do some wood choppers. So wood chop, you inhale up, exhale, forceful chop down. Let's do 3 more. Feels so much nicer without an actual implement in your hand. Good. Okay, so we're starting with our planks. We're up to 70 seconds for a front plank, 35 seconds for a side plank on each side. We're gonna take our time describing this so I can keep track on my clock. If you're up to a minute, that's awesome. If pushing it beyond a minute means you have to drop out of it, you need to, let's do it from a full plank. If you need to drop your knees to the floor, come out of it for a minute, pop right back in as soon as you feel able to. I will give you cues as to the time as we're going along. Same thing with the side plank. If you're doing it fully stretched out and you need to step out of it for a second and come back into it, that's the way you're going to build your strength. Okay, so from here on out, if you need to pop out of it, note when you're popping out of it, but make sure you come right back into it. Do not give up. So we're going to go in 10 seconds. Let's actually rock on our wrists just a little bit. Wake them up a little bit. Let's stretch ourselves out into a plank. And here we go. 75 seconds or 70 seconds. Sorry, I'm mixing up my front plank and my side plank. We're at 10 seconds. Feeling strong. You got that newspaper wedged under your arms. We're at 20 seconds. Abs are tight, bracing across your hip bones, squeezing the glutes. We're at 30 seconds, still feeling strong. Hang in there. If you drop out of it, pop right back up to your full plank as soon as you can. We're at 40 seconds, so we're more than halfway there. $50 seconds, all that dynamic work to hold a static pose. Goodness. We're at 1 minute. Stay with me. We're at 65. And 70, come on down. Nice work. Stretch back into child's pose. Give your shoulders a little break. So side plank, if you're doing it on an incline, do it on an incline. If you're doing it on the floor, keep it on the floor. I'm gonna stay on the floor. We're gonna go in, let's go in 10 seconds. Let your shoulders rest. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going for 35 seconds. Arm can be here, 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 anything but rotating you forward. We're at 10 seconds. 15. 20. 25. 30, don't give up, we have 5 more. 3, 2, 1, and come on down. Nice. So I hope over this month you're finding that trying to do it every day, just doing a little bit more. Let's go in 5 more seconds. If I can not confuse myself with the clock I have. Here we go. Let's pop it up. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Good job. Stay with me. 25, 30, 5 more seconds, and 3, 2, 1. Come on down. So if you're finding that doing a little bit every day makes it a little bit easier to hold it longer each time. Let's just stretch back into child's pose, shift your weight side to side. And we are going to grab a light loop band. I'm going for yellow. If you've got the yellow, green, blue, black ones, I'm going for something easy. Because we're working little muscles that are around your shoulder. So let's come up onto hands and knees. We're going to do our, what I call quadruped wall clock, or floor clock it is. You can also, if your shoulders are wonky, it's a great exercise to hold against the wall and move your hands in the same position. You're still moving your shoulder blade. We're working against gravity, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. I want you to protract your shoulders, squeeze that newspaper under your arms, and not holding your shoulder blades rigid, only on one side where you're supporting yourself. The other side is going to let go. And we'll go to 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So obviously that was my left hand going around the clock, starting counterclockwise. We're going to go to the right hand and go clockwise. So starting with 12 to 1 to 2, make sure you're feeling your back moving. 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 12. Roll your shoulders, retract, protract, stretch everything out, let the tension go. You're holding yourself on your right side again. So protracting, squeezing that imaginary newspaper in that armpit. Left arm is going to go one more time. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The back of your shoulders should be feeling pretty tired. Mine is. And this is a light band, right? We're working little muscles get tired faster. Okay. Retract, protract, wedge, that left armpit into your side, and let's move the right to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 12. Good. Rock it back. Let your shoulders have a little pause. Nice work. Almost a better shoulder warm up doing that, I think, than doing our elbow circles, little movements, and get everything working. Maybe we'll make that our new shoulder warm up. We'll see. See how it goes. So let's move into the main meat of our workout. Those were our A's. They're very short. We're going to go to our B's. We have our eccentric push-ups with the bottom pulse. So if you're feeling strong enough at this point that you just want to do a full up and down push-up, I'm not going to stop you. Otherwise, I'm going to say, let's just keep focusing on that eccentric push. The eccentric lowering and then the push at the bottom, but not coming all the way up because it's hard. Let's keep the focus on being able to get up from the bottom. We're going to do a reverse clamshell with a very heavy band, and we're going to do our quadruped hamstring curls with the weight behind your knee. So if you have a heavier weight, we'll need a heavier weight. So we need a heavy band, a heavier weight, and then we're going to do a reverse lunge with leg extensions where we kick our legs straight out. And we're going to add bicep curls to that. So you can play around with the weights as we go through this. So I am getting a heavy band. We're starting with our eccentric push-up. Never mind the heavy band. I'm getting my bench. And I'm going to do all 3 sets on the bench because it's hard to do 3 sets, always pushing up from the bottom when you are flat on the floor. So setting up in a plank, what this looks like is you lower, 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 lift, down, drop your knees, rock back. If you're doing this on the floor, it's lower, 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 little pulse all the way down, rock back. If you're going up and down, you're doing 3 sets of 8 push-ups, 8 to 10 push-ups. You're not going to watch what we're doing. You're just going to do you, and that's fine. So let's go for 8. Down, 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 up, down, rock it back, and up. 2. 3. 4. 5. If that little pulse is just too much today, for whatever reason, and 3 more here. Just lower yourself down, drop your knees, and rock back. 7. And 8. And just stretch back here for a moment. So every day we're going to feel a little different. You've been doing a lot of shoveling, your upper body is going to be really tired. Be kind to yourself. We're still doing the work, right? When you're feeling better, when you're feeling stronger, you'll find a different position to do this in. Let's put the chair out of the way. We have our reverse clamshells with the heavy band. So let's come down on the floor on our sides, band around our ankles. This is like doing half teeter-totter, which we've done in the past. We're just focusing on the internal rotation. Leg comes up, so your legs are parallel, turning that knee in, pressing against the band to push up. 2. We're going for 12 on each side. If your band is too heavy, it's going to pull your other foot off the floor. 6. You're feeling it right in here. 8, maybe a little bit in the glute. 1, 8, 10. I have 2 more, I think. And then let's come up and rotate it around. Give your shoulders a break. Your hips should be feeling pretty tired right now. Here we go. Let's pull up. Maybe your bottom leg is having to pull down to keep the band in place. Let's go for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Keep pressing against that band. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's take a second before we do another hamstring glute exercise. And I want to show you something. There's a difference in diameter of the 2 bands that I use. The one I used was a really short diameter. I think what most of you have is the longer diameter. If you are using the shorter diameter band, you can twist the band, and that's going to make it a little bit stiffer, a little bit shorter, a little bit harder. And I will show you that on the next go around. Okay, so we're going to grab a weight. You've been using a lighter weight, so if you can go a little bit heavier. It's a little tricky holding it behind your knee, but that's how we're going to set up. So you need to curl your lower leg in so that your knee hugs that weight nice and tight. And from here, we're going to lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. 12 pounds. I'm going to carefully move it to my other leg. Get set up again. Squeeze the weight in place so it doesn't fall out, or so you're not worried it's going to fall out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's bring it down. Put that heavier weight to the side. And I'm going to go super light on this one because I know even though we have a break, we have push-ups coming. So the basic movement we had been doing, weeks 1 and 2, reverse lunge to a balance to a kick. We're going to try to make the arms a little bit more dynamic. So reverse lunge to a kick. Reverse lunge to a kick. Good. Nice clean bicep curl, elbows stay by your side. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Take your legs out. Switching sides. It's easier to start in that lunge. And you're like this. So front arm, front leg are opposites. 2. Ooh, stretch that hamstring we just worked. 3. I'm very wobbly today. 4, 5. Take your time. 6, 7. Nice. 8. Let's put the weights down. Week 3, we're pushing it. Like usual, stick one leg up. Let's stretch those hamstrings. Hinge over that leg. You can reach for your toes if it feels good. Let the back of your thigh get a nice big stretch. And switch sides. So stretch what needs to be stretched. I'm going to grab a drink and do some side steps. We'll take about a minute here. And then we'll do it again. 4 exercises. Maybe a little bit more break in between them. So as a hamstring stretch, I like to do it's a little bit more dynamic. You take one foot out, hinge back like you're doing a deadlift, reach for your toes and come up, switch sides. Plant that heel, sweep down, reach up. This makes you dizzy. Maybe it's not a good choice. If it doesn't make you dizzy, it's kind of fun. And you can do this walking. So reach, reach, and reach. Now I'm going to go off stage. Here we go. Everybody feeling good? We're going to go back to our push-ups. So on the floor, lower down, better push-ups. That's why I call them that. Lower yourself down, rock back, add that little pulse if you can. We're going to do 8 more. So find your plank. And we'll lower, 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 pulse all the way down. Rock back. Lower, lower, lower. Lower, lower, lower for 3. I didn't pulse, I collapsed. We can do better. Lower, 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 pulse. There we go. 4. I'm going to do 2 more and then see if I can see what you guys are doing on the screen. Lower, 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 pulse. Down. Keep going. We're going to 8. I'm watching. Nice strong planks. Booty squeezed, abs braced. Pulse, pulse. There. Nice. Okay. Take yourself as low as you can before you do that pulse. Yeah, it adds that certain something, doesn't it? Trying to push up from the very bottom. Good job. Okay. No rush, never a rush. I'm going to move my bench out of the way. So if you've got one of those longer bands, it's going to be a little trickier to put on your foot, but you're going to put one foot in, twist the band once or twice, and then put your foot in the other loop that you create. I don't know if everybody saw that. But it makes it a little bit smaller, creates a little bit more friction. And we'll come all the way onto our sides. Should feel a little bit better. You could always add another twist. All right, we're going for 12 rotations inward. And 11. Well, this move is a funny one. You always think that, it's not that much. You're not doing very much, but it builds. Everything in the set builds. So let's come up. I'm going to try making one more loop. So now I have like a triple twist on my band. and reaching down. So I have a little bit more to press against. Doesn't feel like air. And it's not pulling my bottom foot up off the floor. $11 and $12. So hopefully that helped. Those really long bands, you'd have your foot way up high in the sky. Okay. Hamstring curls. Are you ready? Let's come up onto hands and knees. Let's circle it out. And then circle the other way. And maybe let's take a moment and stretch our wrists the other way. If you rock back, you get a little bit bigger stretch. On your wrists. And let's grab our weight. So we're gonna hug it behind your knee. You have to pull your foot up to hold it. We're in nice quadruped position, hands and knees. And we're gonna lift and up. The heavier weight, the more that hamstring is working. And let's switch sides. So lifting up and up. Two more. Carefully remove that weight. And let's rock back into a little frog squat. Just let your calves stretch out a little bit. Because if you're really hugging that weight into the back of your knee, your calves and your hamstrings were doing the work. So let's stretch those calves out. And then from here, pressing into the floor, lift your hips up and let your legs come straight. So forward fold, hold on to your elbows. Let the backs of your legs have a nice big stretch. Before we move on, you can make it dynamic, you can move. Give your legs what they need. Sometimes it's just a little sway from one side to the other. And let's roll it up. We'll go for round 2 of our reverse lunge to a front kick. So stepping it back to a kick. 8 of these on each side. If the weights are throwing you off and you want to keep working it without weights, go for it. Nice. Take your legs out in between. Wiggle those hips. And let's go for side 2. So stepping it back, front leg, front arm are opposite, and kick. 2. 5. This takes a lot of concentration. 6. 7, find your balance. And 8. Good work. Hang out here. We'll go through it one more time. Stretch out your hamstrings. They're working hard this set. Grab a drink if you need it. We'll come back in about 45 seconds. And we'll finish out third set strong. So third sets are survival sets. It's not finishing all the reps because you have to do all the reps. It's stopping before your reps lose their prettiness. So when you lose your form, just stop. It's not the end of the world. You'll be stronger for it. You want to do the number of reps, as many as are pretty, up to 8. So if you're done at 4 and you can't do anymore, don't do anymore. You're good. But let's give it a go. I'm going to try it from the floor. We'll see how it goes. Down, 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 little pulse all the way down. Rock it back. 2. Don't forget to breathe. A little exhale as you push yourself up really helps. Thanks. And for 2 more. If you're done, you're done. Last one. All the way down, up, down, and collapse. Okay. Come into child's pose for just a second. Try to remember where your band is. And let's loop it around our ankles. So I'm using a variety of colors and shapes because there's no dogma associated with this. It's just wherever you can feel the band and get some resistance as you're turning in. So let's go for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I guarantee if you're pushing up on your band and trying to turn your knee down, you are getting exactly where we want your hip to be working. I'm going to twist the thing twice. There we go. Coming down for side 2, setting up with parallel legs and rotate down. 2. And well, great. Let's take that band off. Let's come on to hands and knees. Find the weight that you're putting behind your knee. Last time through, we're going for 8 to 10 of these. See what they feel like on round 3. And let's switch sides. Okay, side 2, hips are still, leg is lifting. and 10. Good job. Let's put the weights away. Rock back onto your heels or onto your toes. So you're sitting back in that frog squat. Let your calves stretch. Press through the floor, straighten your legs. So you're in a forward fold. The backs of your legs get a nice little stretch before we move on. We do our last round of reverse lunge to leg extensions. So third set, survival set. We are going for anywhere from 6 to 8. Focus on your balance. When your balance is really off, take a break and just rest. We have a whole nother set of exercises to do. One of which is a power move, which is maybe a little mean to put it towards the end of the workout, but we can do it. Here we go. So, oops, I'm falling over already. Here we go. So down and up, straight that leg. See me get that quad contraction nice and strong. 4, beautiful. 5 and 6. Good. Everybody still going? Keep going. All right. Let's switch sides. So shake your legs out, reset, set up, and we'll go for 1. All the way to a straight leg. 3, 4. No rockets in this group. Not even me. 6, 7, 8. Down. When you're done, you can put your weights down. Shake your legs out. Let's do a forward fold. And I'll tell you what's coming up. Our first move is a power move. We've been doing the upright rows to the overhead press. Today we're taking that move and making it dynamic and fluid. The coach I learned this from called it a clean. A clean to a press. When I looked it up online, some people called it a snatch. It's whatever you want to call it. We're going to take a weight from being on the ground. We're going to reach down. Hips are out. We're going to snap those hips forward. And the weight's going to come right up along your body to an overhead position. Bring it down slowly, and we'll switch sides. So snap those hips. The weight stays in front of your body. We're not doing anything fancy with the kettlebell where your arm goes forward. I want your weight to be as close to your body as you can keep it. So it is kind of like an upright row rolling right up into an overhead press. Right, so let's go for 6 on each side because it's pretty intensive. So it's 12 total. 1, big exhale as you come up. 2, 3, 4. Good, settle back into your hips. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So first I'm doing this as a power move. If your weight is too light, it's going to feel like it's floating, and that's okay. That means you're doing it right. It also means you could probably lift a little bit heavier. So the ideal weight for a power move with your upper body is something that would be hard to do on your own. But when you transfer the power from your lower body to your upper body, that makes it a lot easier. So we have this week and next week to play with it. And then we'll see where it goes into next month. Second move is our forward lunge to a curtsy lunge. Hopefully your legs had a little bit of a break. That was really more of a glute demanding thing. So just have a weight in each hand. If you're feeling kind of wobbly, don't use any weights, that's fine. The challenge to this is changing positions. So we'll go forward lunge to a curtsy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You want to get fancy, you can add a lot more weight and pretend you're backpacking. So let's go forward to a curtsy. You get thrown off your balance, you find it again, you're carrying a weight, and nothing is gonna throw you off. Six. And 8. Put the weights down for a sec. What is our last one? Oh, butterfly shoulders. So we need a light weight for this. 2 pounds, 3 pounds, probably no more than 5 pounds. And we need a bench. Give your back a little support. Set up in that active athletic stance. We can come thumbs up to a Y, pinky up to a T, palms up to the back. Thumbs up, pinky up, palms up, Y, T, push back. Y, T, push back. Of course, you're all working your back and not just relying on your little shoulder muscles. Let's do one more. Y, T, and push back. Switching sides. Let's go for a Y. Rotate, pinky up to a T, palm up to the back. Rotate so your thumb comes up to a Y. Rotate back, pinky to a T, palm up to the back. Thumbs up, pinky up, palm up, pinky up, palms up. Let's do one more. Good. And let's check in when you're done. How's everyone doing? Thumbs up, all good? It is 8:05. We have 10 minutes left. Are we ready to go into a stretch? Okay, yeah, I see lots of heads nodding. Okay, we'll go into our stretch. You know, pretty soon we'll be holding the plank long enough that we won't have time for a workout. Wouldn't that be funny? Okay, so let's actually just sit any comfortable position. Take your hands behind the back. You could be sitting on a chair doing this too. So have a seat, look down, and look up. Lead with your nose, stretch through your front of your neck. Let's bring our nose down again, stretching out the cervical spine, lengthening. And then let's roll shoulders. And take one arm across. So make sure you're not hunching up. You want to pull down, pull that shoulder down, bring it across. You'll get a stretch from the back of your neck all the way to the outside of your shoulders. So play around with the position that feels right to you. And holding onto that elbow, we're going to lift it up, reach down behind your back, stretch out those triceps that did all the push-ups for you earlier. And then we're going to switch sides. So all you have to do is take that tricep stretch arm up, switch sides, press the other arm down. Going from one side to the other. And then we're going to bring that arm down, hug that shoulder across. So make sure you're not hunched up, pull it down. Use the arm that's below on the outside to gently press and pull and stretch. Good. And then roll your shoulders out. Let's come into a half kneeling position. Squeeze that booty, press it forward. Maybe slide your front leg out a little bit more forward than we usually do. But let's get that hip flexor stretch. And then slide back into a hamstring stretch. So hip flexor to hamstring, take your time. We're going to spend about another 30-35 seconds on each side. So you pace yourself with wherever you're getting the best stretch. If this isn't doing it for you, and you want to hang out here, add some toe taps, stretch out the front of your shin. We have 15 more seconds. Just focused on this side. And let's switch. Coming up to the other side. Find that hip flexor stretch. So booty is squeezed, reaching up and over, making a nice long line from your fingertips to your knee. Let's rock back into that hamstring stretch. Do a couple of toe taps. And again, we're going to stay dynamic here for about 30 seconds. Dynamic or static, whatever your body needs, whatever feels good to you. That's what we're doing. Fifteen more. And come on out of that. Let's come onto hands and knees. Let's turn our hands out to the side. Make sure that you can see what my hands are doing. Here we go. So let's turn our hands out to the side and just shift side to side. And then let's turn one palm, fingertips back towards your knees and lean back. Stretch out the top of your wrist. And let's switch sides. Other hand, fingertips towards your knees and pulling back. Let's make some big hip circles. And the other way. And then we're going to come back up into half kneeling. But we're going to take one knee out, the front knee out 90 degrees. And we're going to translate to the side. So getting a little bit more of that inner thigh stretch. And let's hold it out here. Keep that knee from collapsing in. You want to keep it kind of straight out, maybe pulling back a little bit. So if your left leg is out to the side, you're going to take your right arm down or vice versa. And we're going to take the opposite arm up. And thread the needle. A little rotational work, checking that everything is still moving good, feeling good. Let's do one more of these and then we'll switch sides. Nice. So switching knees, taking the other knee out 90 degrees. I'm getting very big inner thigh stretch from this. And let's hold it out there. And bring your hand down, the same side as the down knee. Lift up and pull it through. Do not let your knee collapse in. You want to keep that knee that's out to the side pointing out. And when you've done 5, let's come onto our backs on the floor real quick. And give your knees a hug. Circle them out. And hug your knees in. And if your tailbone is not against the floor, take a big breath in. And on the exhale, try to flatten your back a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, try to flatten your back a little bit more. Try to get a little bit more length of that spine down onto the floor. Inhale, flatten your back a little bit more. Good. Let's rock side to side. Maybe we'll end with happy baby. So if you pull your knees in and grab onto your big toe, you get a little bit of help from the weight of your legs, flattening your back into the floor. And you can rock side to side. You want more of a hamstring stretch added? Whoop, we can become baby ninjas or happy ninjas. There we go. Let's do one more stretch each side, and then we'll call it a day. So, getting ready to roll up. Have a wonderful Thursday and a great weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday.